Well, hello, I'm Bob Dendry, this is Boring Guy Plays, and welcome back to Cities Skylines II, where we are building the town of Azure Delta. Now, last week we did a lot of work on expanding the town, built some new suburbs, got some buses in, and yeah, I'm keen to continue building on. As you're probably seeing watching right now, there's some weird texture and model stuff going on, and I'm continuing to experience that. There's been a few updates to the game which, for a lot of people, have improved things a bit. I don't think I've really noticed my performance change too much, but yeah, there's still a lot of weird stuff going on. Now, in this episode, aside from, of course, just regular city expansion type stuff, I really want to focus on getting some industries sort of set up around the place. We've unlocked a few now, and I'm starting over here on this livestock farm because, as it turns out, I've built it wrong. If we look at our description of livestock farming, we'll see the livestock farming specialized industry can be set up anywhere. Once again, anywhere. So we didn't need to build it on this fertile land, and in fact we have done ourselves a disservice by doing so, because now we can't build any, grain farming or vegetable farming later on. So we're going to start off by changing where this livestock farm is and just looking around and seeing what else we can build in this area, because there's a few different things we can build. So our fertile land, we can probably fit in 2 grain farms here, just based on where the fertile land is. And if we look at, I do think it's a bit weird that when you select livestock farming, it shows you fertile areas. Of course, you're going to want to not lay stuff over those areas, so it makes sense, I guess, to show you from that regard, but it only shows you the fertile land. It doesn't show you, for example, if you select stone mining, which can also be laid anywhere, it just shows you, I believe these are ore pockets. So it makes sense, if you're going to lay down an industry area that can be laid anywhere, it should probably just show you where all of the areas are. But hey, it is what it is. So we've got a few tiles we can unlock, and we are going to add a few more to our city, and we're going to add 4 here, because what we're going to do, we will place our grain farms in this area here, and we'll also lay a couple more livestock farms as well. And they're all going to be sort of in the same general area, and that should hopefully allow us to, start producing a bit more industrial goods. I assume I can just delete this and it will delete the whole thing. Yes, it will. And yes, people aren't happy with that. Fair enough. I wouldn't be happy either if my business was deleted. But it happens, and we're going to rebuild it better. I promise. Now, what I want to do here is build a little tiny bit of a road network here. So we want to bridge off here, or not bridge off, but go off here. And we're going to run a road under our highway bridge, just so we've got sort of, access on both sides, and we don't have a T or a 4-way junction here, because that would not be fantastic. And I just want to build across here as well. Now, it was pointed out to me that you don't actually need transformers within the city. I'm not sure if that's correct, to be honest, because our cables have a fairly low line capacity, the electrical cables, the regular ones. So if you want to move more higher voltage or higher power capacity around, you do need to use the higher voltage power lines, which you need to connect up into a transformer station. With that in mind, these farms probably don't need a transformer station, but we're going to do it anyway. And I'm just going to clean this up and place this transformer station at a better place as well, so it's not using any of our fertile land either. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab our transformer station, which we can move We're just going to move it sort of over here. Of course, we're going to need to move some of our lines around that we've laid down. That's okay. What is that? Is that a water pipe? Yeah, it is. Okay. It's all right. All right, we're all connected back up again. And now we can lay down our new industry areas. So on this side, we're going to have our grain farm. And we should be good to just probably lay it about here or so. That takes us sort of as far towards the motorway as we can get, or the highway. All right, there we go. So we should hopefully start to see a bit of grain being produced now. Apparently it's a biofuel company running this place, so that is interesting. So next, what we're going to do then is extend this road a little bit further along here, and we're going to get our livestock, and we're going to get our livestock farm to be in this area. I'm just having trouble getting comfortable sitting today for whatever reason. So we'll get our freeform road tool, and we'll just start heading up here, and just like that. Hopefully we haven't. No, actually, we're reasonably flat. We've got a bit of a grade here, but other than that, we're looking okay. And yeah, we're just going to stick a livestock farm. We're probably just going to stick it back here. So we've just got the maximum amount of area available. And let's try that again, because our building didn't lay down. I've noticed this sometimes where if you're not careful, the actual building for the industry areas doesn't lay down. So you can like place the area and you place your fences down and everything, and then you realize you actually have to delete it and start over. And we're going to take probably a little bit of fertile land here. Actually, not too much of it. And anyway, I doubt we're going to really do anything with that anyway, so it's probably okay. And we just need a road, and we're just going to place a little gravel road to join up with our entrance. And yeah, cool. That covers all of our requirements then. Hopefully we'll start to see, in fact, we have seen a couple of cows popping up. Excellent. And yeah, I just wanted probably just add a few trees and stuff around this just to increase the greenery of the area a little bit, I think. I just realized there's a tree brush. And beautiful. Okay, so that'll give you, I guess, as you're coming in, if you're coming in via the back road and not via the motorway, you'll have a nice little green sort of patch that you can see, and you can see that we care about the environment because we laid lots of trees down. All right, next we've got this area here, which we had reserved for some forestry. So we're going to lay down that. We might even be able to fit 2 forestry areas in here, I think. And yeah. Hang on. Oh yeah. I was really confused for a second there. I was like, why is the tree? The tree's not there. No, forestry is a log. So yeah, we've got some nice sort of space we can use here, as you can see. And we just want to try and get this area placed so that we can take the most advantage of it as we can. And we just need to make sure the building actually lays down as well. Building lay down there. I actually want it to face the other way though, so my bad. So we'll just rotate that around. And we should have a building there. Perfect. Okay. And yeah, we're just going to make this as big as we can possibly get it. I think this is a bigger area than the the other industry areas we've built, I feel like. And we might need to lay down some more trees here to give us a bit more of a harvestable area. All right, we will get a gravel road connecting up here. And then we might just see if we can just make this a little bit thinner as well. So just taking as much advantage of the area we've got available as we can. Cool. Okay, so yeah, we've got a nice big forestry area there. We've also got sort of a visual indicator of where that area is and where it ends. And yeah, we might just lay down some more oak trees as well. I assume that will increase our harvestable area anyway. Some oak and maybe some... oh, hang on. Overlapping items. Okay, so I guess we can't actually lay on this area then. Maybe we should have done that beforehand. But that's fine. Hopefully, yeah, we've got some employees working there now, which is good. So we should start to see some industry production from this area. Ooh, okay. And on our livestock farm, we're actually starting to see some... Oh, 70 employees. Okay. So I guess it was like refusing to build on the fertile area because it only had one employee the entire time we were there. But now, yeah, we've got a number of different buildings that have popped up. We've got some pigs, some horses, sheep. Nice. Okay. So yeah, it looks really good. And we've got a little tractor going out to dump some feed at one of the barns. That's a very cool little thing. Very cool little detail. All right. Now, as we can see, we have quite a bit of demand that is pent up while we've been working on our industry areas. First of all, we've got high density residential now, which is something that we unlocked. So we have unlocked some low rent housing, and these are sort of higher density affordable housing for residents potentially might be struggling with the cost of living at the moment and need a little bit of assistance to get where they need to go. And I think it makes sense for us to plop those in where we have some sort of spare space in our current medium, I should say, density area. So I've got a nice little area there. Here. And I think that should be fine for the moment. That should handle the demand at this point. And we can always come in and add a little bit more if we need to. We've got a traffic jam here, apparently. We do, actually. It's a bit of a cul-de-sac, isn't it? So we could potentially... Oh, wow. Actually, yes. We do definitely have a traffic jam. So we could potentially look to get a second entrance to this new residential area, maybe down off High Street directly, potentially. Or we could see if we can get under this train line and around to the new lower density area. Let's see if we can do that first. And yeah, that just gives our residents just an extra sort of area they can use to get out if they need to, if this is busy, which it is right now, obviously. And hopefully that should be okay. So I now want to focus on some of that massive commercial and office demand we've got. And I'm thinking we could potentially expand by a couple of tiles in this direction here and add some more low density commercial, low density office. We've got a bit of a, I guess it's probably like a dry riverbed type thing, because it looks like there should be water flowing through it, but there's not. And we'll see if we can. Okay, it's my goal to try and get this river flowing, because I feel like it should be. Just a bit of a side quest we're doing right now. So let's purchase these blocks here. And it should allow a bit of expansion. And yeah, hang on a sec. just wait a minute. Let's leave that to do its thing for a bit, but I'm hopeful we can, get it flowing. Okay, so looking at our contours once again, I think we can do a little bit of smoothing out over here to get an additional area sort of up at the top of this hill. I've also got a fair amount of flat area on the other side of what will be our river, so we could potentially build a bridge over there and look to expand in that direction. Alrighty, so yeah, we've got a bit of a pad up here. We will probably once again need to reroute our power lines a little bit, which we're going to do now. What are we overlapping with? I'm not sure. Don't know what the go is there. We might just go from this instead. Why is it still saying overlapping items? I don't understand at all why it's doing that. Maybe let's try building our new section and reconnecting it like that instead. Okay, yeah, I don't know the reason for that. River is continuing to very slowly flow down to the ocean. And yeah, now we've got just a little bit extra space for some additional gridding. Now, look, I've played with this grid tool, and I don't know if I like it. So I'm probably not going to use it for much, really. It's just very hard to get like a nice grid using it, I think. Could potentially still use this gridding tool to like fill out areas we've already built the skeleton for, potentially. But it's still wanting to do weird stuff. Like, look at that. This is terrible. I feel like you definitely should be able to customize the size of the grid, have it set to like a specific grid size rather than it sort of doing it on the fly, because it clearly doesn't appear to be doing that well in working out what to do on the fly. Yeah, look at that. Very ugly. Look, I think I'm going to probably leave it like that for the moment. I'm just going to add a bit more in here. And yeah, we're going to get primarily medium density residential as well as some office and commercial in this zone. So I might try and get some medium density sort of facing the river, because it'll be, I guess, nicer for the residents. And on this side here, we will get our other zoning types. And maybe a few more spaces for some high density, low rent housing as well over here. So that appears to be fairly easily taking care of our demand for those two things. And I think we can probably fit in a little bit more grid here as well. This is going to be, well, not really grid. This is fairly irregular. But there's definitely some space we can use. Probably get a little bit more housing in these areas here. And then we will fill this area out with a bit of some trees and some foliage and things like that. Keep up trying to make this a bit of a green city. Now, I'm not entirely sure the purpose of this. It's probably a bit of just some flavour. But we might connect it up anyway, just in case anyone wants to head over there and explore some, I guess, abandoned buildings. So yeah, you can get over there to the old farm, the abandoned farm, old mill ruins, and have a good time, if that's your thing, I guess. And looking into the distance, I did notice there is a bushfire raging quite a while away from the city, so I don't think we are really in danger. Yeah, they're a lot less noticeable than they were in Cities Skylines 1. So once again, I'm looking forward to being able to turn up the particles so you can see them a little bit more noticeably. And it might be good to see some burnt trees as well, because the trees don't appear to be burning out at all. They just sort of have a little bit of fire for a bit, and then the fire moves on. Just checking out how we're going for city services. For health, we appear to be going okay. Don't really have anything we can complain about there. Potentially what we could actually look at doing is unlocking a crematorium and have one up here so that our residents, you know, if they pass away, don't need to go all the way down to the, you know, the main part of the old town. I did notice as well, when I was viewing that services view, my frame rate absolutely tanked. Hang on, wait up. We're a tiny town. Okay, so we've unlocked a lot more cash once again. Some more progression points, which we need to start using some of, because I think we've got quite a few built up, and some more permits to unlock some more tiles as well. So let's check out the progression panel, see what we unlock with Tiny Town. Ooh, so we got some mixed housing. So that's housing where we've got the commercial space on the bottom floor, and then apartments on top, which is a very popular real life thing. And it was something that I think a lot of people really missed in Cities Skylines 1, that you didn't have the option to do that. What else do we have? We've got vegetable farming, coal mining, communication tree, which unlocks mailboxes and also a post office. We've got a radio mast, and we've got some policies as well that we can potentially look at. So very cool. Let's head on to the development tree. So I did say that I was going to look at unlocking crematoriums, and we're going to do that because we were going to lay one down. And let's have a look. What else do we have? Server farm. Very cool. I've got a bit of a, well, not a server farm, but I do have a rack in my garage. So I'm all on board with server farms, believe me. We've also got some additional parks we can unlock. Public transport, and I'm thinking we might unlock trains here as well. That will just allow a new way for residents to get into our city primarily. I don't think we're really going to have suburban train services quite yet. That does as well unlock trams, but I don't think we're big enough to really look at that yet. Other than that, potentially we might look at getting a recycling center as well. And larger roads, why not? Why not? Cool, so we've got a few different things that we've unlocked. I'm going to build a crematorium, as I said I was going to do. And maybe we might actually get it near the park if we can fit it in, which it looks like we won't. But if we move this plaza, just going to, you know, move your park, it's fine. We'll put it back, I promise. And we should be able to fit in on Briarwood Street, our crematorium. Cool. And we do have some additional upgrades as well. So we've got an additional incinerator we can put on to burn more people. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. but it's okay. A hearse garage for more hearses. That's actually not going to fit anywhere. And a refrigerator expansion. All right. Very cool. Very cool. We actually did unlock some districting tools last week that I haven't started to use yet. So we might actually create a few districts as well. And these allow us to really have specific policies. And also we can now assign specific city services to these districts. I'm not sure if they'll only service the district they've been assigned to, or they'll just prefer to use that district. So I'm not sure, but let's give it a go. And I think we're going to have one district here, which will be all of this space, another one on the other side, and then sort of our original little town will be one as well. Can we make this bigger? No. Oh, okay, it's like that. Never mind. I was thinking we were still doing the old... well, I was thinking it was still going to be like Cities Skylines 1, where you had to sort of cover it. But no, much easier this way. Okay, we've got a district there. Now let's start a new one over here as well. And finally, this is going to be a district as well. Now, we probably need some names for those, but I'm going to leave them as is right now. If you've got a suggestion for a name for one of these new districts, feel free to let me know in the comments. So we have unlocked trains now, so I'm wondering how we get a train station in here. Okay, so we need a rail yard first of all. And then once we've unlocked that, we can get in our train stations. So where can we put a rail yard? We really don't have a lot of space at this point for a rail yard, but we might potentially need to buy maybe an additional tile or two to be able to get it in. Might make sense actually for us to get that over here, and our new sort of residential areas that we build can be maybe built around that. We got a lot of permits once again, so I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with splurging out on a bit more, though maybe we want to do this a bit more square rather than building a long city. Oh well, is what it is. So I think if we turn this around, maybe, just trying to see what the go is here. Yeah, this is the way we want to go. Like so. Oh, no, that's not good at all, actually. Wrong. We need a flat area for it, of course, and I did not bother to check if this area was flat, of course. Because it's what I do, right? So we should be able to flatten a little section, though. No, we're not actually going to be able to do that because there's just too much of grade on this. So, I mean, I bought some new areas, and I'm sure we'll eventually use those, but not, oh god, what am I doing? But not today. What is flying over? What is that? Oh, it's just a... Yeah, I'm just going to ignore that. That probably falls back to here as the area that we could build our rail yard, which I did consider first of all. And I was like, nah, let's build it over there for whatever reason. If we check out our contour lines, I mean, still not great, but probably a bit better. Do we have anywhere flat that the railway runs? Not really, sadly. Yeah, that's not great. We could potentially relay some of it to make it a little bit flatter. I've just used up like all of my unlocks, so we're gonna have to use this area for our next expansion because otherwise we're not going much further. All right, So it's not terrible, but it definitely could be better. So I'm going to pause. Let's delete all of this. And if we level the terrain to, say, this height, what are we looking at? Yeah, it's not great, is it? That's fine, though. I think we can probably work with that. All right, so let's try this out now. Okay, yeah, so that was, as it turns out, nice and easy. So we should hopefully be able to fit our rail yard in here. If I don't switch across to the map view. In fact, we've actually unlocked train stations anyway, so we probably didn't need to do that, but it is what it is, right? Oh yes, we should be able to fit in our rail yard here. Road, of course, is required, as we know. But yeah, that's so much nicer than the sort of depots we were used to in Cities Skylines 1, isn't it? That's really nice. I actually just really like that. Yeah, big fan of that. And let's see, can we get a train station in here? They are massive compared to what we're used to, once again. So we're going to need to reroute this slightly, just slightly. Apologize to everyone that I'm just deleting everything. But yeah, it's required. We can add extra platforms, station services, so some shops and stuff like that. And what else? We got taxi stops and subway interfaces. Of course, we haven't unlocked subways yet, so but that's cool. All right, we got a connection there. Other direction, we'll need to take it back a little bit further. Ooh. No, that's not nice. Might need to flatten out a bit more of this so that doesn't happen. Oh yeah, needs a definitely a bit of flattening there, doesn't it? Okay, that's much nicer. Yeah, I think this should be okay. Yeah, reasonably okay. Reasonably okay. I'm assuming we'll get intercity trains in here, right? That's still a thing, yeah? Or do we need to create the routes ourselves? Let's have a look. Okay, so we create the routes ourselves. That's pretty cool, and I'm glad I picked up on that rather than just leaving it to do its own thing. I've got our platforms on the wrong side. It's fine. I can fix those up, hopefully, anyway. I'm going to move you onto there, and then you onto... hang on. What's happened? I've broken something. I think I should just redraw this, because I definitely stuffed this up. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, there we go. Finished. Much better. We should probably also build a pedestrian connection for all of our citizens sort of around here. They probably don't want to walk all the way around and through the higher density section. So we can build them a pathway. Probably start over here because this is going to be a bit of a winding path to get through the contours. I got a slope too steep now. Can we go a little bit lower then? No, those are the options that we've got. Okay. Okay, we can connect there. That'll allow us to build a connection here. And then we can also connect up this one as well. Okay, so there we go. We got a little connection up to the train line. Perfect. And we probably want to consider getting some bus connections as well. Oh, here we go. Is this our first train arriving? Nope, it's just heading on through. Fair enough. But yes, bus routes. And we can potentially actually shift this route to instead terminate at the... we'll need to build a bus shelter first, of course. We can shift that to terminate over here instead. Lovely. And do we have passengers waiting? No. No one wants to travel, apparently. It's very sad, actually, but it is what it is. Someone did just chirp at me to let me know that they can't connect to the internet. Now, I'm not exactly sure how they were able to do that without the internet. Potentially they used an actual bird to communicate with me, but it has just reminded me, of course, we need to start to get some communication services in. So we need a post office, and we also need at least one radio mast. And it looks like we actually need quite a few to service the area. So we're going to get those in. That'll help our citizens to stay connected, which is hopefully a good thing, and hopefully they won't complain about the 4G. And we can probably get one in over here to service our farms as well, keep them connected. And that should be reasonable amount of connection for everyone. There are some sort of spots where connection is not quite as good, but everyone should hopefully be able to log on and send me chirps if they want to. There we go. The city has the best internet connection ever. Lovely. So that is good to see. Good to see. And probably less important, but something we still need to look at is we need a post office, most likely. And we can hopefully squeeze one in somewhere. Probably over here. Looks like most people are actually served by that one post office, but we can get another one in over here just to serve the remainder. And we also need, do we need some post boxes as well? I don't know how the post boxes work, so I'm just going to stick some around the place. Ooh, noticing a lot of cars parked on these roads here. Obviously, our residential buildings here clearly do not have sufficient parking, or any, actually. Looks like they are not garages associated with these. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So does that tell us we need to perhaps consider some parking facilities? Maybe. Let's go over to our progression panel, or our development panel, I should say. And we can get some parking areas for 2 progression points. Let's do it. So, parking. We can build some parking lots. very large parking lot. Even like a multi-level parking lot, which we could potentially look at to service our train station, but we don't really have any space for it. So maybe we get what's the go here? I feel like that's missing half of the building there. Let's try that again. No? Okay. What does it look like if we build it? Oh no, okay, it is there. It just looks weird when we're trying to place it. Okay. Like this one you get the outline, this one you don't, and this one you do again. Oh. Yeah, there we go. We can place one of those in, and we can maybe get a medium one in as well. If you're parking there, you love trains. And yeah, hopefully people will start to park in these parking lots rather than parking all over the street. Well, I suppose there's nothing wrong with street parking. It's available, so sure, you can use it. What is happening here? Oh. What's happened? This building has collapsed due to lack of maintenance? How do we fix that? Okay, apparently buildings collapse if they're left vacant for a long time. Okay. I don't know if that's how it works, but hey, fair enough. So I guess that just means there was not adequate demand for housing there, which obviously caused no one to look after the building, and then it collapsed. Fair enough. I have unlocked large roads, so I want to see if we can convert this into a SPUI, which should hopefully unlock, I guess, a bit more capacity on this road and will allow us to expand more over to the coast as well. So let's see, let's pause, do the old pause job, and we're going to delete some stuff. I think this makes sense. I think it would be great if we could have 4+2 roads. That would be ideal. But unfortunately, I don't think we have those. We got 3+2 and 4+3. It's all right. It's fine. We actually need to take these back a further sort of bit, I think, because we're going to need a little bit more room. I think we're going to need to spread out our motorway lanes a little bit as well to allow this to happen. We might actually build those last, because they're probably the easiest thing we can build. I also don't like this, actually, so we might relay this in a bit of more of a continuous curve. All right. Yeah, that's all right. Now, I just need to work out what needs to go where. Also, I need some roads, or I need to reverse some roads, I should say. And how do we do that? Okay, I've worked it out. You drag. Cool, okay. That's the overall format of the SPUI built now. Don't particularly like this, so we might actually take the joiny bit a little bit further out. This actually sort of works. I think. So if we have one going off and one coming on, we can reduce it down to 6 lanes. 6 lanes. And 8 lanes. And then down to 6 lanes again. I think that actually works. And we just need to do some no turning type work. And it should, I think, work fine, actually. So if we go here, have no right turn, so you can just go through. That's all we need to do there. And then here we want no left turn, no left turn, no left turn, no left turn, no right turn. That should be it. I'm not liking these lane... Oh, hang on. Can we do this on a per... Oh. Okay. Okay. There we go. I think that works fine then. We just need to remove some of the U-turns we've had enabled. And yeah, I mean, we can turn off U-turns there, but I mean, obviously they need to U-turn. Otherwise, there's nothing they can do. So now we need to get under this schmozzle, which may be a little bit tough. So let's see how we can do it. If we turn off all of our snapping, can we? Yes, we can. Cool. And same going the other direction. Yes. Okay, cool. That's ugly. I definitely want to fix that up, whatever that is. Okay, a little bit better. This should work now. I'm hoping anyway. So if we unpause this, people should need to, or should be able to go wherever they need to go. Just before we finish up, I think we actually need to connect up our rail yard to use the intercity lines. So let's quickly do that, get everything connected that we need to be able to do this. And then, yeah, we should be good to go. You're going to need to cross the river, which is, yeah, it's a thing, I guess. That should give us, that's a one-way road. What do you mean it's in water? Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay, and there's a car park there that they need access to as well. Right. And in fact, that's probably the entrance to the building rather than whatever the hell we're doing. So... oh man, that's not good. That's not nice at all. No, I'm redoing this. Okay, so there's actually two entrances. There's the car park and the actual building entrance. That's interesting. Okay, so we got that hooked up. Yep, that's everything, and we just need to connect up our array lines to the network. Don't tell me that's like the through line. Maybe it is. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we've got our passenger train running now for the line. Okay, so yes, note to self, future note to self, you need your rail yard hooked up for intercity lines as well. So without that, you'll just be having the through services that don't stop at all. They're just using, but like basically dummy services, right, in the old City Skylines terminology. So good to know, and apologize to anyone who's been yelling at the screen for probably the past hour. Well, as you can see, it's autumn time. The leaves are turning brown. The sky, well, the skies aren't grey, but you know how it is. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you get a ding to your device the next time I post a video. You can find links to all my social media in the description, so please jump on there, like, follow, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff. Big shout out to my Founders Club patron, Caleb. Thank you so much for your support in helping to make this content possible. And if you've been enjoying the content, why don't you join as well as a member of either Patreon or YouTube? But until next time, I'm Bob Dendry. This is Cities Skylines II. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.